Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. So it is sunny outside. We had some crazy winter return for us over the last few days, snow and cold weather, but I think looking at the 10-day forecast, that's it. And I'm hoping it's just all uphill temperatures from here, that they'll keep getting warmer. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my project. You can see all those tulips. Today we are going to be digging up those tulips, I know, and transplanting them into containers. So a couple years ago, I planted all of my tulips in containers, and then the very next day I watched Laura from Garden Answers. She posted a video about planting bulbs in containers, and she said if you live in zone 3 and 4, you shouldn't plant them in containers in the fall because they'll freeze out and they'll turn to mush and you won't get anything. So I dug everything out of containers and plopped them in the ground, and this is what I do now. I put my bulbs in the ground, and then early spring when they're just starting to break through the surface, which I should have done this like a week or two ago, but I just had my baby 2 weeks ago. I'm currently 2 weeks postpartum, so that's why I didn't get to it when I wanted to, but I think they should be fine. So I'm going to take a shovel, pop them out of the ground, and let me show you where I'm going to put them. I have 2 containers on the deck, whiskey barrels, this one here and this one over here. Ignore the fish, our cat likes to play with that. I am going to be reusing the soil. Bulbs have all the energy they need in their bulbs, so I'm not too concerned about reusing the soil as of right now. But what I am going to do is grab a shovel, dig down a couple inches so I can get the bulbs at their proper spot, and then just top it back up with the soil. So that's the plan. Ooh, I need to get that, dug that out too. I need to clean it and get that up for the hummingbirds. But that's the plan. This one and this one right here. And that is a lilac that my husband just bought me. It is the virtual violet. So we're going to be planting that sometime. I don't know if we're going to get to it today, but that's exciting as well. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I think the best method for this, I can't remember if I used a shovel last year or if I used like a digging fork, but I grabbed a shovel. And ignore all the wood and arbors down. This is a work in progress. If you remember last year, I had raised beds on either side of the arbors. I never filled them with soil. I never used them. And I was planning on it, but then after a while I told my husband, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to use it. Nothing against raised beds. There's a time and a season for raised beds, and I would really like to have a raised bed area in my garden, but these were only like 12 inches high and they just got in the way, and I couldn't pull a wagon through, and it was a disaster. So my husband took them apart, and the ground got so mucky when I was checking on my tulips, I just used the wood to walk on like planks so I won't sink into the ground. So that's why that's there. It looks like a mess, but I was using it. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I am just going to scoot back a few inches, sink my soil or my shovel into the ground, and kind of see if I can loosen up these bulbs. Just like that. Oh, I forgot my gloves. Let me get my gloves. Okay, all the bulbs are dug, and I can tell you one regret I have right now, and that's not buying new tulip bulbs. So all these tulips are a blend that I planted in the containers last year. I dug them out of the containers, threw them in my garage. Wasn't even sure if I was going to plant them because I know tulips just don't come back as well. But then last fall when I was planting everything else, I saw that they were pushing new growth on the bulbs. So I'm like, well, we'll throw them in the ground, see what happens. But I noticed what happened was instead of like the big bulbs, like the mother bulbs really growing, I got some big ones, but let me show you what happened. So a lot of the mother bulbs put off these tiny little bulbs, and those little ones are growing, but I don't know if they're big enough, I feel like it's not focusing, to actually produce a bloom. And like I got some nice big bulbs, but as you can see, a lot of them are the tiny ones. So hopefully this isn't a waste of time. Halfway through, I thought about not even finishing this project, but I was like, you know what? I'm halfway. I might as well finish it. So we're going to go pop these in the pots, but I don't have a whole lot of hope. See all these tiny ones? It's like I can see where the mother bulb was, if you want to call it that. And each mother bulb put off a ton of little babies, and I don't think I'm going to get a flower from that, but we'll see. Even if I get a few flowers, it'll be pretty. Okay, you guys, I am done. I have to admit, I don't know if I necessarily tried my best. I would put the bulbs down, kind of nestle it in, and then I always had a little bit of extra dirt. I just kind of dumped over it. Kind of tried my best to shake the leaves to get the dirt to settle. I am going to go grab some water these in, so hopefully that will make it settle. But there's that one. And then this one looks way worse. Oh my gosh. We'll see what happens. Last year it looked so beautiful. We'll see what happens with this one, but it felt good to dig in the dirt and get stuff ready. And then also that was my cut flower garden where they were planted. So it's just good to kind of clear the bulbs out of there so we can start to prep the space and get that ready for planting here in about 3 to 4 weeks. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much if you lasted this long, and I will see you next time. Bye.